Hey guys, TwistedMexi here. We're going to be going over a pretty big milestone in Creator World development today, but first, let me just say thanks to everyone for bearing with me during the holidays. I originally wanted to get version 0.07 out before Christmas, but due to some unexpected bugs, it ran into my holiday plans and didn't get released until yesterday, January 4th. I appreciate all the testers for your patience and understanding, and January will be a much more active month for Creator World development. This video is going to cover just this update specifically, so if you're looking for more info on Creator World gameplay or the alpha access, please check my channel for those videos. Alright, so let's talk about the supposed milestone. Version 0.07 is aptly dubbed the eviction update. As with anything else critical to Creator World, I already knew this was definitely possible on the date I announced Project Raven was actually Creator World, but having it done still feels like a historic moment for the alpha. As of 0.07, all of EA's sims and households have been evicted from the template worlds. This gives a much cleaner feel to the templates, and I couldn't be more pleased with how it's turned out. On the technical side, this meant updating the Creator World process to clear out household, sims, and lot thumbnail data from the worlds and all affiliated files. Sometimes developers get lucky, and a bug they've been dreading is suddenly resolved with the same fix. Fortunately, I get to say this was 100% a two birds with one stone scenario, and removing EA's pre-made households fixed a bug with duplicate clubs showing up. Naturally, this also resolved the minor but annoying issue of duplicate sims showing up in your neighborhoods. I love seeing all the empty lots both in the map view and in the world. There's just something exciting about finally seeing it that way, and I hope anyone testing shares in my enthusiasm for it. Moving on, I just want to quickly note a few bug fixes. Firstly, a tester noticed that the preset tool didn't work on Windenburg's Old Town. While this seemed like a minor bug that could easily be fixed, it led to me having to shuffle around several parts of my code in order to keep compatibility with players' existing world builds. It's one of the perils of developing a mod on such a large scale in secrecy for so long. It's the first such issue to arise, but I'm sure it won't be the last. As of version 0.07, the preset tool can be used in Windenburg without any issues. The other bugs were minor and had to do with a visually bugged out dialogue, the same issue that plagued Tool for a few versions, and compatibility with the Sims delivery dialogues. Both are working great as of version 0.07. Now, this milestone is absolutely huge to me, and possibly to some of you, but I feel like most testers and players will be more excited for this next segment. Creator World Alpha now features a pack requirements tool. This is something I had worked on before even announcing Creator World, but as is often the case, as I was putting the finishing touches on the original tool, I had a revelation for a new way to handle it. Traditionally, sending data from scripting to the UI has been very rigid, meaning the options had to be very limited. For example, I let users pick Tool's dialog location, but I had to statically designate 5 or so possible locations the player could pick from. I've recently discovered a new way to interact with the UI much more dynamically, which will benefit not just Creator World development, but all of my mods going forward. Using this new method, I decided to build a new version of the pack requirements tool from the ground up, and I find this one much more functional as it uses the actual pack icons, making it easy to visualize which packs are in use. The original had a drop-down and only allowed you to select one pack at a time. Using this new one, you can see that we can click as many packs as we want, which will highlight blue when selected. Once we've selected what we'd like to see, we can click the highlight button. The highlight tool helps you visualize all objects belonging to the pack. This will add a red marker and highlight the objects as red by default. Personally, I find this still a little difficult to hunt down all of the objects, especially if they're in a crowded area, so let's check out the visualizer settings. Here we can turn off the marker or the red tint, but more importantly we can turn on the elevate option. This will bring all the objects belonging to the selected packs way above the landscape, making it very easy to spot and check out any objects from those packs. So we can now see what objects are in each pack, but what exactly is the point? Do you now need to go through and delete each one if you don't want that pack requirement? Not at all. All of the objects are automatically selected as active, and if you decide you want to delete everything from a certain pack, you can just press the remove selected packs button and they'll be cleared out automatically. This will also recalculate the required packs, and you should notice that the packs you deleted are no longer listed. This tool is also useful if you might have accidentally added a pack requirement by, say, using one of the 5 versions of the same rock from the wrong pack. So instead of deleting it, you might just go to that spot and replace it with a rock from a pack you're already using instead. As I mentioned early on, Creator World is just in its infant stages, and there's so much that can and will be added as we move forward. For version 0.08, I'll be looking into implementing a lighting tool that will allow builders to add lighting to any object anywhere in the world using marker objects. Even if you're not interested in testing Creator World yourself, stick around for the updates. There's lots still to come. A few things I'd like to focus on in the next few months is the visual effects tool, which will allow testers to place markers around the world that will spawn visual effects of their choice. I'd also like to make some improvements to the World Builder tool visualizers, and assuming all goes well, I'd like to start finalizing the World Exporter tool for testers, which will open the floodgates for sharing player-created worlds. Once the exporter is enabled, testers will be able to share a single packaged world file for other testers to enjoy. They'll be installed using a simple drag and drop method just like any other mod. I do eventually plan to create a separate lightweight call client that can facilitate the custom worlds but exclude all the creation tools for those who just want to play with other creators' worlds. If you've enjoyed the video, please consider subscribing and hitting the bell. Again, if you're curious about the actual world builder controls or the general alpha process, I have videos discussing both on my channel. If you have any questions, you can usually reach me on Twitter, but I'm also extremely responsive on my Discord server. Just be sure to read the server rules carefully and accept them. My Discord server also has public channels for discussing Creator World and for reporting bugs with the alpha, so even if you're not a patron, you can see the conversations going on between testers and I. Patrons of any tier do get an extra benefit though, which is a progress feed channel, which you can see here. This channel is where I post any new info for the upcoming version of Creator World as soon as I have something to report. This means patrons always know what's coming in the next version, even if they're not currently in one of the alpha testing tiers. Also, I've been looking at Twitter Spaces, and I'm curious if anyone would be interested in a monthly Q&A for Creator World, or any of my other mods like Tool or Better Build By. Let me know in the comments if that's something you would find useful. Thanks everyone, and I hope you have a good day.